iFiber One News Radio, 1030 KMAS and FM 103.3 presents Daybreak.
(7:15) iFiber One News Radio. Central Mason Fire and EMS Assistant Chief Mike Patti in the studios this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you folks?
Doing good. Good to see you.
Good seeing you folks.
Well, we bring you in a couple times a year here, and it's never necessarily the best news that we're sharing with folks. And we're talking wildfire seasons. It's upcoming. It's already starting to get dry out there.
Yes, it is. Yes,
there have been 0 April showers.
Jeff's been complaining about his lawn.
I complained that we kind of got, taken as far as winter. We didn't have any snow, and we got quite a bit of rain, but not enough to really help us out.
To do anything. So where are we sitting? As of right now, it's the 28th of April, and I know that you come in and talk with us about we are as dry as blank in the calendar.
Mm-hmm. And we've already started seeing some wildland activity already this year.
Wow.
Last week in Central Mason, we had quite a few smaller brush fires, and they've been popping up pretty much all over Mason County the last couple of weeks. We're expecting a drier than average late spring and summer this year. And then next few months through the summer, we're going to see probably the same type of fire activity as we had last year.
Wow.
Here in Mason County and in Western Washington. So we're kind of gearing up for the same type of summer this year as we had last.
So the state just came out with, the DNR came out and said they're positioning people over in Eastern Washington and et cetera. So do you guys have plans to do something a little bit more aggressive pre-fire season?
We've already started going through the wildland training for our folks. We've already seen the DNR helicopters in the air doing their bucket training. They've already started their training as well for their people. Lieutenant Whitehouse, who is our DNR wildland czar, I guess we'll call him, because he knows everything about the wildland stuff for us, kind of our trainer, has already started training our folks, getting our equipment in order, making sure all of our personal protective equipment is in order and ready to go. So he's being real aggressive this year, making sure everything's good to go. Our maintenance department has taken all of the brush rigs in, given it the once over, and we've got them stationed appropriately in the district so we can grab them and go when the time comes.
Okay, so you're the assistant chief for Central Mason and EMS. So,
chief, right.
But you're the fire marshal for all of Mason County.
No, I'm one of 2 certified fire investigators for Mason County.
Okay.
But we kind of all have a hand in it. We've got a fire marshal that's part of the community development umbrella for Mason County.
Okay, so I guess sort of my question is, you guys are sort of one part of the county. You're the Central Mason. So
Correct.
Are you guys able to work together with all the rest of the fire districts to, be ahead of the fire season?
Right. And we work with DNR in conjunction with DNR, especially when the burning season comes in. DNR has already stated that they're going to have the burn ban in place July 1. I think their date is July 1 through September 30th. They've already put that date in place. How we in Mason County are going to work within those numbers is hard to say at this point, because we all know that the climate is different between Eastern Washington and Western Washington, and even some places in Western Washington the climate's different. And then also our commissioners in Mason County, we have to be listening to what our citizens want. The fire service here in Mason County, we also have to listen to our constituents and say, if we go out to somebody's backyard and they've got a 3x3 little burn going in their backyard and they're roasting marshmallows or hot dogs, and there's adults there, and they've got a hose there in place and a shovel, and they're being careful, we're not going to tell them to shut it down. We're going to tell them, have a good day, be real careful. If DNR comes along and says, put the fire out, and threatens them with a citation, I would put the fire out and avoid the citation. But, it's really hard for the fire department to come along and ruin somebody's day in their hot dog, roasting just because there's a ban in place. So that's my opinion, not necessarily that of upper management, but we'll come to some kind of a consensus agreement here in the next month or so.
Mike, what are What are some things that people can do right now? I know that there's a lot of work going on around people's homes as they're kind of through the spring cleaning kind of stuff. What are some things that folks can do around their homes to be a little more fire-wise?
We talk all the time about a defensible space. Keeping shrubs, keeping leaves, the old accumulation of last year's leaves, for example, keeping dry woods, keeping all the combustible things away from your house, 3, 4, 5 feet away from your house. Because if a fire does occur and it starts going up to the grass, we all know that grass is going to die sometime this summer. And that grass is susceptible to burning. But if you have a defensible space where there's nothing around that house that's going to protect your house, keeping the old leaves, the accumulation of leaves and needles and stuff off of your roof, out of your gutters, keeping those clean, that's going to help as well.
What's the depth of rain soaking into the ground where we're good to go, we're okay?
And there again, that varies, Jeff, location to location. I don't look so much for the depth into the ground as much as, let's say, we need probably after a long dry spell like what we get in August, we need usually a week of good soaking rain before we're good to start burning again.
Volunteers, you still looking for any volunteers at the fire department? How's that going?
Not only do we need volunteers, I think countywide, I think statewide, most of the departments who rely on volunteers, and that's with the exception of the bigger departments, the Seattles, Tacomas, Olympias. 90% of the departments in Washington State rely heavily on volunteers, and I don't think there's a department one that will turn away people that are interested in volunteers, providing they meet the qualifications. We're always looking for volunteers. We have a volunteer recruitment academy once a year. We take applications all year around, and then when the time comes to run the academy, we'll send out an interest card, say, are you still interested, and off we go.
What are some of the minimum requirements for someone looking to volunteer?
Well, the training requirements for a volunteer firefighter anymore are just about the same as being a career firefighter. We ask that they're 18 years old, have a Washington driver's license, obviously being able to read and write the English language. They have to go through a medical exam. We usually have a written exam so they prove that they can read and write the English language. Go through a background check, fairly extensive background check. Once they go through that, we'll send them to the recruit class.
So the cities, you think of the firemen, the structure fires, and then you have your wildfires, but is it cross training then, or do they have to actually go to a specialized class too?
It's two different types of fires, Carol. Myself personally, I'm a structure guy. I can take care of a fire that's in a house, a building like this, because it's contained and it's in a compartment. Wildland is a whole completely different ballgame, and I have a ton of respect for those folks who can go out for days, weeks, months, and fight fires that take up hundreds of thousands of acres for work hours and hours at a time. I look at structure firefighting as going out and doing a sprint. They're in and out in a couple hours, and the wildland guys are out there for months, taking care of that. It's a whole different ballgame, and it takes a lot of cross-training to do that.
Well, we are getting ready to be part of this wildfire season. And yeah, last week up near Lake Cushman, there was a couple fires.
Yes, there was.
We look for those with press releases from you guys, as well as there's the NC website that anybody can go to and look at fires across the whole country and even focus it down to Washington. Central Mason Fire and EMS Deputy Chief Mike Patti in studio with us this morning, and it's always good to see you.
I enjoy being here. Thanks for inviting me.
Come on back the next time we... Looks like we wrapped this thing up just in time. You got a big call.
Never fails.
This is live radio right here. All right, Mike, good to see you. Thank you very much. 723 at iFiber One News Radio. We'll take a quick break. Come right back after this.
Listening to Daybreak on iFiber One News Radio.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Paraswabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Paraswabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Paraswabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that was developed by Dr. Martin Ginniger that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Paraswabs risk-free, call 1-800-928-7113. That's 1-800-928-7113. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends, family, and coworkers talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-928-7113. That's 1-800-928-7113.
Hi, everyone. This is Mark Tobert, your advertising consultant from iFiber One News Radio. Are you missing customers because you only market to a specific group? iFiber One News Radio can help you hit a larger group of buyers with our diverse audience. We are 24 hours of local and national breaking news, award-winning talk radio, and primetime sports, including local high school sports. What does this mean to you? This means our listeners listen longer to entire programs and don't switch to another station when a commercial comes on. Our coverage in the Puget Sound area hits over 500,000 listeners, including Mason County, Thurston County, Grace Harbor County, King, Pierce, Joint Base Lewis McCord, and Kitsap County to the Bremerton neighborhood.